Hello, Master Tax here and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to have a look at a battle from the Tier 10 British tank destroyer that now you have to purchase for bonds, I think. It is the FV215b 183. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy what you see, please don't forget to subscribe. So before we get into the action, I'll show you my crew and equipment that I've currently got on this tank. My crew on this tank are quite good, all onto the 4th skill. It is my crew I use in my FV215 as well. The equipment I'm using in the special firepower slot is vents. Then I've got wear resistant gun lane drive and a gun rammer. On field modifications, I've just really started this, so I'm only on to level 1, so I get no bonuses there. So now let's have a look at it in action. Today I'm playing on mines. It's a standard battle and we're all tier 10, so I'm trying to push somewhere to the back. Ideally, if you're playing this tank, you want a big map, not 800 meters, and a city map would be best. So I'm gonna have to try and hide at the back somewhere because you are a big tank. Don't think your camo rating is that good. Actually, it's 10.44% when you're stationary, 7.88% when you're moving, so your camo rating is poor, but you are a massive tank, so I need to get as far back as possible and in a bush if possible, but I have succeeded so far. Once you fire this gun, you will get spotted. I'd like to apologise if any of you have been waiting for a video. There hasn't been one for a few weeks. That's because I've had technical issues. Basically, I upgraded my monitor to 4K and my graphics card didn't like it, so it ended up dying. So I needed to get a full new graphics card, and if you can tell, I've also getting a new headset, so it might sound slightly different. So back to the battle, and so far I haven't hit anything, and I am hiding behind this rock. As you can see, this FV155 spotted. So I'm just having a look. The people that's peeking off the top will be able to spot us, so the more we take out of them, the better it'll be for us, especially if it's a light tank. So this tank, what's special about it, and the thing that's special about this tank, it's the same as the FV4005, is the gun, the 183mm gun you get on this. And a special thing about it is you've got HESH shells. So I'll quickly tell you what the standard shells is, because this is one of the only tanks I use gold. So if you use the standard ammo, which is AP, you do get a massive 310mm of penetration, but it has 1150 alpha damage, which is massive. But I use the HESH, as I says, on this tank, and with the HESH, which are expensive shells I must say, you get 230mm of penetration, but your alpha damage, if you penetrate, is 1750. But since the game, Wargaming, redone the HE shells, not all of them penetrate, which can be a bit of a pain. And also, you do get some little damage off these shells sometimes, and these shells do cost 8,000 a shot. So it can be a bit frustrating, especially if you don't get any damage from one. I haven't used this tank for a long time, but I will get to it while I do all the field modifications for me tanks. I just haven't gotten to this yet. And basically, I had one more battle. I had time to play one more battle, and I had to get a lot of damage in to finish my daily rewards, daily missions. So I thought, what's got the biggest gun? See if I can get some decent damage in, get these missions out the way, and sure enough I picked this tank, and that's why I was playing this tank this day. So back to the battle, and we are 4-0 down, which isn't great, and I haven't really had many opportunities. 741 damage, but there's the Object 277 and 974. Before they redone the HE, I would have taken him out easy with that shell, but as you can see, it is a little frustrating now if you don't, but it's worth the wait just for that one big shot and take a tank out. hit for a big amount of damage. If you get a high roll, it can be massive, and it is worth waiting. It's one of the things that makes this tank a little bit exciting. I think if it just had its standard shells, I would get a little bit bored playing this tank. Are these two tanks going to push up the hill? See if I can get a shot in. Not likely. That was wishful thinking. The gun handling is a little bit poor. This tank definitely isn't for sniping. You want a city map where you can side scrape out from behind buildings, get a close big shot into the enemy tanks, and that's what this tank's for. It's really not for sniping. So I'll tell you a little bit about the gun, and as I say, it's 183mm, 230mm of penetration with 1750 alpha damage. That's while firing the Hesh. I've got a reload time of 24.66 seconds, which is tragic, but what it does do is give us a DPM of 4258. That's if I penetrate them all and get that roll. And as you saw, I got a lovely shot into that 60 TP, managed to take him out. That was a proper penetrating shot. So back to the gun. With my crew and equipment, I've got an aim time of 2.74 seconds, which is tragic, and that's with a Bond gun lane drive, so it is worse. And then I've got a dispersion of 0.37, which actually isn't that bad, but it's not the greatest. And there's the second 60 TP taken out, and I have been spotted. Now I'm going to have to relocate. I'm pretty much going to have to guard this side because there's nobody here. So I'm going to try and keep hidden. There is an FV215b on the island, so he can do big damage to us. So I have been spotted as soon as I peeked out. E5, I am stoned, used my first aid kit, and 1702, and that's what's fun about playing this tank. But as you've seen, you don't always get them shots, but once you do, that's what makes it fun. So as I've just mentioned, there's an FV215b on that island, and the difference between that and this tank is quite significant. There is the same gun, but the FV215b has a bit more ability. It was a lot quicker at one stage, but it doesn't have any armor, but it does have 10 degrees of gun depression, where you only get 5 degrees of gun depression with this, but you do get some slight armor with this. You can bounce some shots, so it's not too bad in that way. That's why it's decent in a city. You can hide most of your hull, just pop your turret out, and there's the E5 taken out. And the FV215b has just hit us, and as you can see, he's firing the Hesh too, and he's done 531 damage to us, so not the worst, as I do have 2000 hit points. So I'll tell you about the armor you do get on this. On the front of the hull you get 152.4mm of armor. That'll not be your lower plate. Then 50.8 on the side, 76.2 on the rear. And then your turret armor, you do get 254mm on the front, 177.8 on the side, 31.8 on the rear. So if you can get to a corner, and with this rear mounted turret, you can just peek out with the turret, keep your hull hidden and get the shots in, and you should bounce enough shots to get that shot in and do significant damage. So another thing about this tank, and that's its mobility, which is a little bit tragic. You do get a top speed going forward of 34.3 kilometers, and then a reverse speed of 12, so nothing special there. And then the view range isn't that great. I've only managed to get mine up to 431 meters. But this tank, it's basically all about the gun. Back in the day before they'd done the HE shells, remastered you could say, nerfed I would say, this tank was great fun. But since I've done that, I'm not really that interested in playing this tank now. I did just want to get some quick damage in for the day, so I did choose this tank. So I'm waiting for this Centurion Action X to reverse out. If he does reverse out, it should be the end of him. Nice fun shot into him, and we'll have turned this battle right round, and it is quite close now. but I'm not going to move. I'm just going to stay put and wait for that Centurion. And now we've won the hill. There only is that Centurion and artillery and the FV215 which was on the island. So there's the Centurion. Is he going to pull out? Can I get that? I'll eat all of his damage up, unless it's a stupid shot that takes his track off or something rubbish like that, which does happen with these shells now. FV215b is pushed in, so I'm going to see if the FV is going to peak, hang off the edge, and I should be able to take him out. Oh, I've missed the opportunity by looking for the FV. Is he going to pull out? Still managed to take him out, but it was only for 390 damage. It could have been a lot better, but still taken out, and I'm quite happy about that. And that's my 4th kill. The Stritch Van is complaining a little bit. He has typed up FV, but I did look away, my bad. And there's the FV zooming in. He's behind that rock. I'm just zooming in. It's the best thing to do. Zoom in, get your aim right in, and then wait for them to reverse into your circle, and then take the shot basically. So I'm pushing in now, while pushing in. Don't expect that FV to take us out in one shot, although it is possible for him. So I'm just sitting waiting, see if he's going to peek out to try and get the 50B, and he's been taken out, so only the artillery. So basically I would say this is my game over, and I'm just going to try and push in. One thing with this video, I am going to try and upload it into 4K since I'm playing in 4K now. So if you have got a 4K monitor or telly that you're watching on, please try it out and let us know what it's like. So there it is, there's the win. Let's have a quick look at the stats. Was a master, is tank reward, and that's down to me 5,600 damage with 4 kills. Top of the tree for XP with a base XP of 1,040. Top for damage, that Sheridan had a really good game. I made 13,000 credits, that's due to a personal mission payout and battle payments. I would have lost credits if I didn't have them firing that Hesh. Also got 3,978 XP, that's due to playing a premium vehicle, a personal mission payout, and an award for the first victory each day, which was at ×2. I'd like to thank you for watching today's battle and wish you a great Christmas. I hope you enjoyed it and found the information useful. If you did, please don't forget to like and comment. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. There's a little icon in the bottom left hand corner. Cheers.